Hey, what's up guys? Real estate broker Michael here with Cashback Realty. And today what we're going to talk about are my 5 most frequently asked questions about real estate, right? I get questions all the time from people who want to know everything from what they need to buy a house to, what kind of down payment they need, etc. So today, that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, boy, I'm beating my best, I know. Feeling the buzz, living my life, dancing, let's make some noise.
So counting down from number 5, the 5th most common question I get is from homeowners. And they want to know, is now a good time to sell my house? And my answer is, it depends. It depends on whether or not you're in a position to sell your house. Have you thought about what you're going to do once you sell your house? Do you know where you're going to move to, right? Are you trying to buy another house? Are you downsizing? Are you upsizing? There's so many different factors that play into whether or not now is a good time to sell your house. But overall, generally speaking, yes, if you own a home in Florida, it is always a good time to sell your house. Why? Because Florida has homes that are always appreciating in value. We're fortunate enough to live in a state where everyone wants to come to. It's in the millions in terms of people who are migrating to Florida annually. Are you an investor, right? Is this an investment property? Is it your primary place of residence? There are a lot of factors to consider. If you're a seller, you will most often find that you're going to gain a lot of equity in your home. And if you want to sell and cash out, yes, it's a good time to sell your house. The 4th most common question I get asked is, how much is a single family home in South Florida, where I am right now? I'm in the state of Florida. I'm licensed in the state of Florida. I can help you wherever you are. But in South Florida, where I am, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, even over on the west side in Tampa, up in Orlando, etc. The average price of a single family home, let's just say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,800 square feet, 1,700 like that. You're looking to be anywhere between $280 and $350. That's the average price of a single family home. Now, there are a lot of different factors that play into that. What is the age of the home, right? What neighborhood is it in? Like, how is the school system, etc. So a lot of different things go into the prices of homes here in South Florida, but somewhere between $280 and $350 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home between 1,400 and 1,700 square feet in the South Florida area. Number 3, counting down the top 5 most frequently asked real estate questions as a Florida real estate broker. These are the questions I get most. Self-employed, can I buy a house? And the answer is yes. So self-employed people get scrutinized a little bit more than someone who's a W-2 employee, someone who gets a salary. You're self-employed, you kind of dictate your own income based on what kind of business you have. So the banks are going to pay a little bit closer attention to your proof of income. They want to see your tax returns for the last 2 or sometimes 3 years, and they want to make sure that you're earning the income that you're saying you earn. This is one of the questions I get a lot, and I find that most business owners don't claim the amount of money they need to claim as their income to substantiate them buying a house. This is the number 1 problem I run into when I work with small business owners and entrepreneurs, self-employed folks. I made a video about it. I'm gonna put the link somewhere up here or in the corner here somewhere so you guys can click on it, where I go into detail about what's required as a self-employed person when you're looking to buy a home. Being able to prove the income, having solid proof of income and making sure that the banks are satisfied with what you say you earn. If you're new to my channel, I want to invite you to hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you find value in these videos, it helps with the algorithm. It helps to get the message out so more people can see and be helped by these videos. I really appreciate you watching. Number 2 on the most frequently asked real estate questions here in Florida is, what is the first-time homebuyer program? That's also a little tricky, right? Because technically speaking, There are all kinds of different first-time homebuyer programs. What people sometimes misconstrue as a first-time homebuyer program are some of the programs that are offered by different municipalities, right? So, like the city of Fort Lauderdale or the city of Hollywood, or, sometimes somewhere in West Palm Beach or in Miami, they might have programs that you have to go through NACA or through other programs that they call a first-time homebuyer program. And what it really is money that was allocated to those cities to help with down payment assistance. So a lot of times they're really down payment assistance programs, but then people conflate them as being first-time homebuyer programs. And you can call it a first-time homebuyer program because it's mostly first-time homebuyers, people who've never owned homes before, who usually take part in these programs. I'm gonna say something kind of controversial here, but I'm not a huge fan of these programs, only because they're extremely restrictive in that you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get the funding for some of these programs. So you have to go through a class, a financial counselor, a credit counselor, and to be fair, they're just trying to make sure that all your ducks are in a row, right? You've got everything that you need to qualify for a home. A lot of times you have to go through their lender to make sure they qualify you, etc. But if you talk to a lot of real estate brokers and realtors, they'll tell you that they're not huge fans of these programs. I usually tell my clients, listen, if you don't absolutely need the money from these programs to buy a house, try buying the house on your own, right? Because the other thing that people also call the first-time homebuyer program is the FHA loan, right? And what an FHA loan does is it allows you to put down a little bit less than a conventional loan. So an FHA loan only requires about 3.5% down, right? And they're a little bit more flexible with the DTI and other aspects of getting a loan, right? So they're more amenable to people who have a lower credit score. The income doesn't have to be as high as with a conventional loan, and they're flexible, like I said, with the DTI. So those are some of the things that people call the first-time homebuyer program. To clarify my answer to the question, a first-time homebuyer program consists of various different things, right? Which includes an FHA loan, it includes programs from your city, and a few other things like down payment assistance, etc. And if you need more information on that, certainly I'm here to help you. And the number one question I get, the number one frequently asked question I get as a Florida real estate broker is, what do I need to buy a house? I get this question at least 2 or 3 times a day, right? From new home buyers. And here's the thing, I usually ask 3 quick questions to pre-qualify someone to see whether or not they can buy a home. And I actually did a video about this that goes into a little bit more detail. I'll put a link up here as well. But the number one question of what you need to buy a house, what do I need? Here are my 3 questions. Number 1, how much do you have saved towards your down payment? Do you have at least 3.5%, right, in the case of going with an FHA loan, to put down on the property that you're buying? So for example, if it's a $300,000 property, do you have 3.5%, which works out to be roughly about $11,000 or so, all right? Do you have at least $11,000 saved? Additionally, do you have your closing costs? Right? So more than the 11,000, I usually tell folks, listen, you need at least 15 to 20,000 to be safe. And that's cutting it really, really close, even if you do have 15 to 20,000, right? Because you're gonna need your down payment and you're gonna need your closing costs. And closing costs can be an additional, on a $300,000 house can be an additional $5,000, $6,000 or $7,000 depending on where the property is located, etc. So that's number 1. Question number 2. What is your annual income, and have you filed your last 2 years tax return? Because at a minimum, that's what the banks are gonna ask you for, right? So your income, your annual income is what's gonna determine how much house you can buy, meaning the price of the house that you can buy, that you can afford, because the bank's not gonna give you a mortgage for a house that you cannot afford, or they deem that you can't afford, all right? And finally, number 3, what is your credit score? Right? How is your credit? How much debt do you have? right? If your credit score is, for an FHA, if you're right around 620 or above, you should be okay. And I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, wait a second, FHA says you can be 575 or even 560 as far as a credit score, and you can still get qualified. And in some cases, yeah, that's true. But like I said, I did a video about that and I explained why, which is that, yeah, you can probably qualify for a house with a lower credit score, a sub 600 credit score. However, you're gonna be considered a higher risk and your interest rate is gonna be higher. And you don't want that. Interest rates are really, really low right now, but as of the recording of this video, interest rates are in the low 2s for an FHA loan. So you wanna get your credit score ideally above 650, because then you have a choice of going conventional or going with an FHA loan. So get your credit score as high as you can, but if you're over a 620, you should be okay, depending on what your credit actually looks like, your credit summary looks like, to get an FHA loan. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I appreciate you watching. Once again, please share this video if you found value in it, or if you know someone that you think it might help. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna be bringing you videos more frequently now. Look out for my videos every Friday. I'm gonna try to bring you videos. And if you guys have other questions, leave them below in the comment. If you have questions that I didn't answer in this video, leave them below in the comment, or comment on what you would like me to do a video about, explaining the process or talking about something else that you're curious about in real estate. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.